Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome to Magnetize Official. Whether it's your first time here or you're back for more, I'm thrilled to have you in this sacred space. Before I even hit record today, something wild happened. I was just about to shuffle my cards when I felt this undeniable energy. Spirit was buzzing, whispering about you. I got this vivid vision. Two men locked in a deep, hushed conversation, their heads close, completely focused on, you guessed it, you. So, here we are, diving straight in, because this isn't just a coincidence. When Spirit sends a message this clear, it's because something big is waiting to be uncovered. Let's explore it together. I've got the deck right here, and we're about to tune in completely to uncover what's going on. Why are these two people so captivated by your energy? What's the tea they're spilling behind the scenes that you might not even realise yet? Let's pull the first card and get to the heart of this magic. Here we go. The first card is Death. Now, hold up. Don't let that name spook you. This isn't about endings in the way you might think. It's about something way more powerful. Profound transformation, shedding old layers, and stepping into your truest self like never before. Right away, I'm picking up something super specific. There are two men in your energy, and they're having a heart-to-heart about you, not casually, but with deep emotion and genuine care. This isn't idle chit-chat or gossip. It's soul-deep recognition. They see you, truly see you, and they're honouring the incredible journey you've been on. They're talking about the you who faced storms that should have shattered you but didn't. One of these men seems to know you better, like he's holding space for your story, sharing it with this quiet, almost sacred respect. He's painting a picture for the other, helping him understand not just who you are now, but the fire you walked through to become this version of you. They're talking about your struggles, your heartaches, your spiritual battles, and the beautiful blessings that bloomed from it all. They see you rising, like a phoenix from the ashes, completely reborn. This isn't just a glow-up, it's a full-on energetic transformation, and they're in awe of it. These two men in your orbit, they're not just talking about you, they're marvelling at how you've shed your old self to let your true light blaze through. One of them says, she's not just strong, she's reborn. There's this deep, heartfelt admiration in their words, wrapped in a warm, loving vibe. This isn't fleeting curiosity. It's a soul-level connection. It might be romantic, or it might just be profoundly spiritual, but either way, it runs deep. One of these men might have played a key role in your healing journey, showing up right when your world was crumbling, bringing light, warmth and a spark of hope. His soul feels like it was sent to remind you of your own brilliance, right when you were starting to lose sight of it. To him, you're not just resilient, you're radiant, a guiding star. He may never say it out loud, but trust me, you've shifted his life just as much as he's touched yours. They've seen you push forward, even while stealing glances back at the past. That's real, that's human, that's healing. Like a snake shedding its skin, you've let go of layer after layer, stepping closer to the truest version of you. But let's be real, it wasn't easy. That tower moment, that earth-shaking upheaval, forced you to leap into the unknown without a clue what was waiting. And yet, you jumped, and now you're landing in the fullness of you. They're talking about this, about how your energy has transformed. It's not just that you survived the storm, you carry its wisdom in your gaze now. You see things others miss, feel things on a deeper level, and that presence, it's magnetic, unforgettable. It's changed how these men see you, and honestly, it's shifted how they view the world. One of them, at least, is quietly watching from afar, not in a creepy way, but with genuine care and curiosity, rooting for your next chapter. What's Spirit got next for us? Let's find out. Maybe through social media, maybe in the way someone hears your name and listens a little closer. He sees you moving on, he sees you glowing, but there's still a part of him that wonders if your paths will cross again. And he's holding space for that possibility, because once someone has witnessed a soul like yours, they don't forget. So, if you've been feeling like people don't really understand how much you've changed, know this, these two do. They see you, they feel it. And behind the scenes, they're speaking about you with a kind of quiet reverence that only comes when someone has watched you walk through fire and turn it into light. The next card I just pulled is the Temperance. And immediately, I felt this calm come over the energy. This card is all about blending, about harmony, about finding peace in places that once held chaos. And in this case, it's showing me how your energy, divine feminine, has blended so beautifully with something higher, with your future, with your highest timeline, and with the divine itself. Right now, I'm seeing two men again, two very different energies, yet both deeply connected to your story. One of them in particular feels like a divine counterpart. It's the way he speaks about you, the way his voice softens, the way he seems to carry your name with this weight. That's more than just memory. It's reverence. He talks about you like you're part of something sacred. And the truth is, you are. You're not just someone who's healed. You're someone who became the light. He sees you from a much higher view now. You've opened his heart. And even more than that, you've expanded his soul. You've helped him access dimensions of love, of thought, of spirit that he never understood before. And what's wild is that you didn't do it through force. You did it by simply being. Now, when he speaks, I keep hearing that he has a whole new spiritual vocabulary. He talks about energy, about synchronicities, about alignment. It's like your love helped him learn a whole new language. And now it's the only one that makes sense. These conversations between the two men, they feel deeply spiritual. It's not small talk. It's not surface level. They speak about you in terms of light, of healing, of the way you've changed, not just their lives, but the way they view the world. One of them may have come into your life during a time when everything was crumbling, and he held out hope like a lantern. He didn't fix everything, but his presence helped you keep going, and he knows it. Even if he hasn't said it out loud, he feels the sacredness of that bond. And I want to say this clearly, both of these men think very highly of you. They carry a kind of pride when they talk about who you've become. And I'm not just talking about pride in a shallow sense. It's deeper than that. They've watched you rise and it's moved them. For one of them, you are the person who led him back to spirit. You are the one who helped him shift from logic to love. He's seen what you've gone through, what you've fought your way out of, and he wants to protect you now, even if it's just an energy. There's a very strong message here about spiritual protection. These men, especially your counterpart, have stood in your defense energetically, emotionally, maybe even physically at some point. They've witnessed you being misunderstood, mishandled, even betrayed. They've seen the truth of it all. And instead of pulling away, it made them want to come closer, to support, to carry what they could. You've been through a storm, but these two feel like the calm that followed, like peace, showing up in human form. I'm being shown angel wings surrounding you, butterfly wings too. This is your transformation, your alignment, and they've seen every part of it. They're not just observers. They're woven into the process. You were on shaky ground for a while, and they helped stabilize you, whether they realize it or not. Their energy was a bridge into your new beginning, and they're still watching you with awe, amazed at how far you've come. This feels like the power of soul contracts, like two people, especially one, being sent to walk beside you during your darkest chapters, just so you wouldn't have to walk through them alone. They're like doves, gentle, protective, spiritual messengers in human skin. They carry your story like it's sacred, and they speak about you in a way that says she changed everything because you did. You are. And I have to say, even though they've seen all the pain, all the endings, all the shadow, they still see you as the light. They still believe in your future, and they want to help you carry the burdens you've been holding for far too long. They know the past is done, the old cycles are closed, and now they just want to walk with you into what's next, into peace, into healing, into your highest self. Now, I just pulled the devil. And the moment I saw this card, I felt a heaviness in the energy, not in a bad way, but in a very real, very raw kind of way. This is the part of the journey where we talk about what you've survived, the things that tried to keep you chained, the false love, the manipulation, the illusions that dressed up as connection, but never truly held your heart. You were stuck here for a long time. Maybe not physically, but energetically, emotionally, spiritually. You are in something that felt impossible to escape. Divine feminine. You might have been in a karmic relationship or just a cycle that mirrored all your deepest wounds back to you. I'm seeing all these sharp energies around your aura. Missiles, bombs, chaos. You were surrounded by noise, by pain, and yet you stayed because part of you believed that's what love was. That's what you had always known. And it wasn't until you met someone new, someone who felt different, that you finally realized how heavy the old cycle really was. That love isn't supposed to hurt like that. It's not supposed to keep you trapped. There's someone here, your divine counterpart, who entered your life like a wave of peace. And now, it's like the doves have returned. Peace is returning. Serenity is returning. This is a massive transformation, not just within you, but in how you relate to love itself. This love is teaching you something new. It's helping you access a version of yourself that only exists when you feel safe, when you feel seen. And that's what this man brings. He brings love that lifts, not love that breaks. You've been healing so deeply, and what's beautiful is that your healing isn't happening in isolation. You're healing because this person showed you a different mirror, one that doesn't reflect your trauma back to you, but reflects your light. And through this process, you've started to recognize what you truly deserve. You're releasing those subconscious patterns that used to run the show, the wounds that once picked your partners for you, the heartbreak that once dictated what you'd tolerate. That's dissolving now. And this man, your divine counterpart, is walking with you through it. What's also coming through is this powerful empathy. These two men, especially your counterpart, have been deeply concerned about you for a long time. They've watched you shift, transform, shed layers, and walk through fire. And the truth is, they felt it energetically, emotionally. They sensed the darkness around you, and they wanted to help, even if they didn't know how, even if they could only send energy from afar. One of them may even be sending you healing right now, whether consciously or unconsciously, because his soul can feel what yours has endured. And here's what's really beautiful. At least one of these men has walked a very similar path. He knows what betrayal feels like. He knows what it means to have people smile at you while stabbing you in the back. And because of that, he holds space for your pain in a way that feels sacred. He doesn't rush your healing. He doesn't need you to get over it. He just wants to stand beside you as you keep moving forward. He honors every part of your process, every messy, beautiful piece of it. Now, I'm seeing a shift, because what's coming next is the 10 of Cups. You're moving into something real, something soft, something that feels like home. This is a whole new chapter in how you experience love. Your inner child is healing. Your heart is anchoring into safety. You're calling in a future that feels like heaven, not in some faraway dream, but right here, right now. This is divine love, and it's not only possible, it's on its way into your day-to-day life. That kind of joy, that kind of peace, it's already forming around you. And you know what's wild? The conversations these two men are having about you aren't just about the past. They're spiritual, deep. They're using words like ego and alignment and awakening. I feel like they've learnt this language from you. Your light taught them. Your essence changed the way they see the world. They talk about the false self, the ego that operates in fear and separation. And they know that what you carry is the opposite of that. You carry truth. You carry spirit. They've seen the difference between ego love and soul love, and they're seeing now just how much you had to go through to get here. Someone from your past may have been driven by ego, aggressive, controlling, power-hungry, that devil energy, someone who couldn't stand to see you walk away, someone who may have tried to destroy your light because it reminded them of everything they couldn't become. That war you fought wasn't just emotional, it was spiritual, and these men, they know it, they saw it, and now they're not letting you walk this path alone. One of them is especially devoted to your healing, to your rebirth, to your peace, and you can trust that. Because this isn't false love, this is divine love. Real, grounded, heavenly love that wants to hold you as you continue to rise. The next card I just pulled is the Sun, and the second this card came out, I felt this overwhelming rush of warmth. After everything you've walked through, after all the darkness and betrayal and battle, this is the energy you're stepping into now. Light, radiance, peace, and yes, love. This card feels like your divine counterpart stepping forward in spirit to walk you into your highest timeline, out of toxicity, out of survival mode, and into truth. You see, there was someone in your past who carried a massive ego. Their energy was loud, sharp, and chaotic, like a storm that never ended. They didn't love you. Not really. What they did was chain you to illusions, false promises, and emotional confusion. They tried to keep you stuck in the identity of who you used to be. Small, apologetic, afraid. But then divine love showed up, and the contrast was undeniable. One of these men, your divine counterpart, entered your life and became the light you didn't know you needed. This love was different. It didn't come in to test you. It came in to free you. It came in to hold you through the breakdown, to remind you of your own power. And the karmic, oh, that shook them. It was a huge ego blow for whoever once tried to control you. Because seeing you receive the kind of love they never could give triggered everything they thought they had power over. The old tower crumbled, and you didn't just survive it, you transcended it. And what I feel so deeply is that this wasn't just a healing for you. It was a spiritual war. You had to stand your ground. You had to speak your truth. You had to walk away from the old timelines with fire all around you, not even knowing where you were headed next. And this divine masculine, he didn't run. He didn't judge. He stood beside you. He came in with the energy of assertion, of spiritual defense, of love so pure it felt like armor. He defended you not only with his heart, but with his soul. These two men, one of them is your divine counterpart. The other is either a soul brother, a spiritual guide, or a friend who was always meant to help hold this journey. But both of them carry love for you, and I do mean love. One in a sacred, soul-bound way, the other in a way that sees the goddess in you and wants to make sure no one ever dims your light again. They've seen what you've been through and they're talking about it. Every betrayal, every backstab, every tear you never let fall in front of anyone. They see it all now, and they know how powerful your transformation has been. You faced loss, real painful loss, the kind that strips away everything: home, safety, trust, and yet you still rose. That karmic energy tried to take so much from you, but it couldn't take your light. And now the divine has sent reinforcements, a soul love, a partner who is here to rebuild with you, to lift you, to walk beside you in your full truth. You're not meant to do this next chapter alone. And still, the chaos tried to creep in. I'm seeing that karmic energy even trying to reach your counterpart. There was interference, maybe direct attacks, maybe just waves of energetic chaos meant to push both of you off track. But it didn't work because this connection is covered. Spirit is all over this. And your divine masculine, he knew. He felt the shift and he turned to someone, a soul brother maybe, for support, and they started having deep spiritual discussions about you, about this, about what you mean to him. Those conversations are laced with reverence. They talk about you like you're the key to something higher, because you are. You've taught them about ego, about the false self, about the lies we tell ourselves when we're stuck in fear. You've shown them what it means to live from the soul. And now they're defending you with their words, with their energy, with their alignment. They see how that karmic tried to trap you in a web of chaos, and they're coming with the swords of truth to cut you free. They're focused, intentional. They're in spiritual battle for you, and not because you're weak, but because they know who you really are. You are the star, the light, the healing. You are divine feminine incarnate. And no one gets to dim that anymore. They are actively helping you clear the remnants of that karmic cycle, not just in words, but in action. Their presence is part of your liberation. And now, peace is coming in like a wave. I'm seeing the peace symbols again, the doves, the angel with the light on its chest. This is what you deserve. This is your birthright. You were never meant to stay in the pain. You were meant to walk through it and emerge glowing. And now, Spirit is proving that to you, not just with signs, but with people, with real living souls sent to remind you of your worth. One of these men loves you with everything in him. The other supports you with deep, honest admiration. Both are witnesses to your rebirth, and they're not letting you go back because you're already walking in your light, moving on. I just pulled the Two of Cups, and the energy coming through is so soft, so sacred. It's like the feeling of standing in front of someone who knows you, not just the surface you, but your essence, the real you. That's what I feel your divine counterpart is holding right now, a deep recognition, a knowing, a love that doesn't live in the past or hope for the future. It simply is. It's here, and it's been here the whole time. This person has been in awe of this connection since the very beginning. And recently, it feels like they've reached this incredible realization. Your bond is timeless. They talk about you like you're more than a memory, more than a chapter. They're realizing your love exists outside of what can be measured. Time, distance, even silence. None of it has erased what you mean to them. If anything, the present moment has only made it clearer that you are their person, that your connection is real, that it never left. I'm seeing them speak with someone close, this other man we've felt throughout the reading. It feels like these discussions have been going on for a long time. Not just casual conversations, but deep soul-shifting talks. They've been unraveling everything. This love, their past, their awakening, their truth, and your name keeps coming up over and over because you've been the light guiding them home. They may have come into your life thinking they were the ones sent to help you, but what they're realizing now is that you rescued them too. They talk about how your presence has changed their relationship with time itself. That might sound strange, but it's true. With you, there is no before or after. There's just now. There's just this heartbeat between souls that always finds a way to to sync up. No matter where you are, it's like you've both tapped into the space beyond the veil, the place where the past dissolves and the present becomes everything. And in that space, you are one, not separate, not seeking, just together. You might be feeling it too, divine feminine. That pull, that ache, that deep sense of missing each other that feels spiritual, not just emotional. You cry sometimes without knowing why. They do too. There's this echo between you, like something ancient is trying to make its way back into form. And even if you're physically apart, you know you're not truly separated because the bond, it's infinite, like the figure 8 loop of energy flowing endlessly between your two hearts. This person sees you now with so much clarity, with so much reverence. They've been in conversation with their soul tribe, with someone they trust deeply, and that person is witnessing this transformation too. Your counterpart is not the same as they were. You activated something, you cracked open their mind, their heart, their vision. They're starting to see now, not just with their eyes, but with their soul. You've helped them move beyond the ego, beyond the illusions, and into truth. And it's not just them. You've awakened others too. It feels like a gathering has happened of souls, of light, of people who've seen you rise and couldn't help but begin their own journey because of it. You're the star, but you're not shining alone. I see all these other souls around you, people you've inspired, guided, healed. Their higher selves are drawn to yours. And now you're all rising together like a web of light stretching across dimensions. This is more than just love. It's mission, it's purpose. It's the divine moving through you, through your story, through your presence and your divine counterpart. He sees it. He's learning to speak the language of the soul because of you. He's dissolving the conditioned mind, the ego, the outdated beliefs that once kept him trapped in a world of fear and separation. Your light is helping him access higher levels of awareness, third eye activation, crown chakra opening. His entire being is shifting, and the most beautiful part, he talks about it. He doesn't keep it to himself. He shares your light with others. And every time he does, another soul awakens. Another person sees beyond the veil, and the world shifts just a little more toward truth. The next card we have here is the Lovers, and this card couldn't be more fitting for what I'm hearing right now. Your divine counterpart is in deep conversation again. Not just surface level talk, but full-blown soul-level reflection. It's like everything that's been said in this reading and so much more is flowing between him and this trusted soul tribe connection. I feel like he's been talking about you endlessly, about the love, about the journey, about the way you've completely opened his heart and changed the way he sees everything. And even though he might never say the exact words out loud, it's so obvious to this other person that he is absolutely, undeniably in love with you. The love you share isn't ordinary, it's timeless, and your counterpart feels that deeply. I keep seeing an image of the present moment like a sand timer suspended in midair, where time doesn't move forward or back. It just is. That's what your bond feels like to him. He doesn't experience it as something from the past or something he's waiting for in the future. He's living it right now. Even in separation, even in silence, he feels you. You've both created this sacred gateway into presence where your love just exists, untouched by ego or fear. And that's the thing. Your divine love has awakened something massive inside of him. It's dissolved his old conditioning, the ideas of what love is supposed to look like, the beliefs he once held about who he was supposed to be. Now he just is. He's fully present with his feelings. He's speaking to this soul friend about how love with you doesn't just feel good, it feels real. And he knows you feel it too. There's a longing between you. Yes. But it's also met with a piece that says, even when we're apart, we are still one. I'm getting that he talks about this awakening often, about how the love between you has opened his eyes, not just to you, but to everything. The world doesn't look the same to him anymore. It's like the veil lifted. He sees the bigger picture now. He understands energy. He's speaking a whole new language, one he's learned through the way your souls communicate. And what's even more beautiful is that whoever he's talking to gets it. This isn't awkward or confusing for them. They speak the same lingo. It's like their souls remember this path too. There's a lot of talk about your creativity, divine feminine. He sees you as a true artist, not just in what you make, but in how you live. Your life is a work of art. You express things that most people can't even name. You feel things that go beyond the five senses, and through that creative essence, you inspire something sacred in everyone who meets you, especially him. I feel like he said this out loud, that being near you makes him feel more alive, more inspired, more himself. Some of you may have written to him, or maybe he's just read something you created, and it hit him so deeply he couldn't stop thinking about it. I see him carefully crafting his words, trying to make everything perfect, not because he's trying to impress you with big gestures, but because he respects you. You're someone he looks up to, and when he writes to you or thinks about writing, he wants every comma and every word to land just right. He wants to speak to you in a way that reflects how much he cherishes your energy. This discussion has touched on the weight you've carried too. These two men are deeply aware of the chaos you've survived, the karmic energies, the burdens, the overwhelming moments that were thrown at you just to break your spirit. But they've watched you juggle it all. You carried so much, and somehow you still stood. You still showed up. You still loved, and they're in awe of that. You didn't just survive what was meant to destroy you. You did it with grace. They talk about how strong you are, how you kept moving forward even when everything in you wanted to collapse. That karmic person or people may have tried to overload you, to weigh you down with drama, stress, emotional sabotage, but instead of falling apart, you became even more balanced, even more powerful. And they're not just talking about your strength as a survivor, they're talking about your strength as a creator, as a light worker, as someone who moves energy and awakens truth without even trying. And now your divine counterpart is seeing the truth. That this bond isn't just about love, it's about purpose, it's about mission. You're part of a soul group that came here to anchor light, to lift consciousness, to see beyond illusion, and show others how to break free too. Your love has rippled outward, inspiring other awakenings, sparking other truths, and helping countless souls start their own journey home. They talk about you with so much awe, and honestly, if someone overheard their conversations, they might not understand a word of it. Because this isn't just regular talk, it's spiritual truth, it's divine language. It's a dialogue between two awakened souls recognizing another who carries the light. And that light, that's you. For our final card, I just pulled the Fool. And this card, it's such a pure way to close this reading because this is you now, divine feminine, stepping into your next chapter, not with fear, but with open arms. It's that sacred reset after everything you've endured, that leap into light after crawling through the fire. And your divine counterpart, he sees it, he talks about it, he feels it. You're not who you used to be. You've become the living embodiment of healing, of rebirth, of unconditional love in its most innocent and powerful form. They've been talking a lot about how you carry this radiance, the kind that inspires others to embrace the beauty of life. You're like this open portal to joy, to bliss, to truth. You make people want to feel again, to notice the little things, to soften into the good. You've come in as this sacred reminder that life isn't about the noise or the grind or the constant chasing. It's about presence, about love, about returning to the soul. and your divine counterpart has watched you shed everything that was never really yours. Beliefs, patterns, fears just to come back to you. He sees you as a mentor, a guide, a living beacon of hope. He's not the only one. The people who've come into your life, this soul tribe, they all carry a piece of that same light. And what's beautiful is that you each uplift the other. No one is above, no one below, just souls, supporting souls, each of you offering your unique magic, holding each other in this cosmic weave of love and awakening. You're rising together, you're remembering together, and through that rising, your light is being sharpened, deepened, made even more precise so that it touches others, exactly where they need it. There's someone, especially your divine counterpart, who longs to take you under his wing, to shield you, to hold you, to remind you that you're not alone anymore. He sees the innocence in you, that divine child energy, and he doesn't want to control it. He wants to protect it. You've shown him what it means to feel again, to soften, and in doing so, you've awakened the nurturer inside of him, the part that wants to hold you through every storm and whisper. You're safe now. He sees how much you've been through, the childhood wounds, the weight you've carried without complaint, and it breaks his heart in the best way, because now all he wants to do is offer love where there was once only pain. You're not just healing your own inner child, you're holding space for the wounded child inside of others. You've become a source of comfort, of understanding, of home, and that's not something anyone can fake. It's real, it's earned, and it's deeply divine. And this journey you're on, it's a mission. You're an advocate, a liberator, someone who was never meant to stay in the box society placed around you. You were born to break molds, to rewrite what love looks like, to bring softness back into strength and truth, back into healing. You've inspired your counterpart to do things differently, to speak differently, to live differently. And now he's dreaming of new ways to inspire that same liberation in others. It's his way of honouring what you've shown him. Okay, this feels like a beautiful place to close the reading, because what you've activated in him and in so many others is nothing short of divine. This isn't just a love story anymore. It's your legacy, a wave of light that's dissolving illusion, softening hearts and making it safe to be real again. You've done this. You are this. All right, beautiful souls. If this message hit home, drop a comment below and let me know how it's speaking to you. Like, share, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next whisper from Spirit straight to your heart. You're held, you're cherished, and your next chapter, it's already unfolding in the most magical way. Catch you in the next one.